It is really hard to convey how beautiful this site is, but the moonlight is shining on the water outside our window, and it's just absolutely gorgeous on the balcony this morning. It's not quite 6 o'clock, but it's just the most beautiful sight to wake up to.
Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics. And every Monday, we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time I'm in a metal chair and there's lightning behind me, you'll be alerted to it.
So welcome to day 1, that is, I guess, technically day 2 of the low carb cruise.
Right, it's day 1 is like boarding day,
right.
And then this is day 1 of the conference portion.
Day 1 of the conference, day 1 like actually like on the seas. And, you know, at first, I was like, oh, we're going to miss the pool and the zip line because we're going to go to the conference. But
it's a little crazy out there.
It looks like God's got us covered.
All right.
Because we're not going to miss anything. Because I don't think you want to be on a zip line in a lightning storm.
I don't think so. Or even in a pool lounger. So I think everybody's probably going to come inside today. And we've got fun friends to hang out with. Ooh. Good job, Joe.
Okay, well, I was going to say this is so cool that these water bottles have a flip top.
Clearly, they're not as cool as we thought they were.
It just flipped up all over me. So I'm starting my morning with water and a little bit of grapefruit element.
And clearly, I'm starting the morning in the splash zone of Joe, and I have prepped my travel mug, Flip the Flask Mini, with some keto brains, and we're going to go downstairs and get some coffee, get some breakfast before the conference starts.
Yeah, so we're going to go to the Windjammer. I think there's a bunch of breakfast up there. One of the days I want to go to Johnny Rockets because they do breakfast as well.
But not today because they're outside.
Yeah, they're outside. I have to say though, this shower has the greatest water pressure
and
I
hot.
have ever experienced. Like I mean, it's super hot. Like at first I didn't realize how hot it could get, and I'm like, the water's not that hot. And at the last second, I'm like, oh, it gets hotter. Because I don't know about you, I like to take a shower in water that's so hot that when I get out, it looks like I had a sunburn.
Jack Nicholson from As Good as It Gets. That level of heat.
That's really what I like.
And I know that Debbie had mentioned to me, because I like started to panic when we didn't have like an access to an iron. But it totally makes sense on a cruise. It's like a safety issue that you don't have an iron, don't have a steamer, that sort of thing in your room. However, I was like, oh my gosh, like how am I going to get like a t-shirt? Because we're wearing our new low carb cruise t-shirts today. And I thought, how in the world are we going to be able to get this thing unwrinkled? And she was like, Downy wrinkle release and then put it in like the shower area with you. And I thought, there can't be enough steam. There was enough steam.
There's enough steam.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say, you know, a lot of people said, wait till you guys see how small these cabins are. These cabins are bigger than some of the motel rooms we used to take our children to.
I think what it is that we're starting to acclimate to camping.
Yes.
And it feels very much like just like a smaller
I feel like
travel
I'm
trailer. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
if anything, it's about the same size. The bathroom's about the same size as our RV. The bedroom is obviously bigger. But I started thinking about when the kids were little, we used to go to Disney World and we would stay at like the $29 like no-tell motel. Like everybody put all of the furniture in front of the room
right,
door.
For safety purposes.
And like I think those rooms were smaller than this. I mean, I'm not saying this is a giant room, but like I'm really super impressed with Royal Caribbean. The way like the use of space
is like a
really
trailer.
Cool. It really reminds me of an RV with the use of space.
Every nook and cranny that you have serves a purpose, and that makes sense. You know that boats and boat design is very fascinating to me because I don't think anybody does it better because they've had longer to perfect it, right? Like
Right.
having a boat is really, really cool that they've used every piece of space and nothing goes to waste.
So we're going to head up and see what we can find to eat. Okay, we got all the food. Now here's the real problem. Chris Miller got us Ziploc bags for purse bacon. And we left them in the room. And I just saw Chris, but now I can't find her because I was gonna snag a bag. So we've got a whole bunch of bacon. I guess I'm just gonna have to eat it all.
Yeah.
We've got a ham
Consolation.
omelet with a little bit of salsa. Cheese, of course.
Cheese.
Sausage. Smoked salmon with cream cheese, because I'm from New York, and you always have smoked salmon
You
with
got
cream cheese.
to.
And a couple of fried eggs.
I mean, cracked and fried eggs. How nice is this?
And then we got coffee and cream.
So nice. I mean, I've got my keto brains in here, but it's really nice. They even will serve you coffee table side.
I'm stuffed.
You are ready for the day. You are fueled up.
I am fueled for. Well, here's the thing. I couldn't let the bacon go to waste. So yeah.
Good job on cleanup.
I cleaned up the plate. I'm a member of the Clean Plate Club.
And let it be bacon. Okay, so we're taking a break in our room. It's lunchtime, but what happened is there's a little bit of a change to the schedule. So of course, OCD Rachel, actually it should be CDO because that's alphabetical, needed to come back and change up my note cards because my note cards have to be correct. And when we came in, our bed was made, which this is just such a treat. Just coming home to coming home, it's already home. Coming back to a made bed is just such a delight. And then we saw this little guy. Look at him. It's a little towel bear. How cute is this? Look at the talents, right? None of my washcloths can do this at home. I was just so tickled to see him. He's just so sweet.
So we have to be back at 1 o'clock.
12:50. I told everybody so that they have a chair. I could not say the word 50.
Yes,
It would
but
not
we're
come
gonna
out of my
start.
mouth.
We're gonna go up there and talk at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay, so I say we go downstairs and check out that pizza bar because last night the line was ridiculous.
Crazy.
Because we found out that I guess the buffets, most of them close at 9 o'clock. So then everybody heads to the pizza place.
The after party is at the pizza shop.
Plus, I wanted to go over to that other place that's right down,
You want a jacket.
I want to go look for a jacket because I'm cold.
Old man Joe is getting cold. Okay, so I think Joe's not getting pizza again because the line is pretty long and we only have 40 minutes to stand in line, order a pizza, have it cooked, and you eat it. You would have to hork it down, and I do not hork down the foodies. So we are walking back because there's a parade going down through the thoroughfare. So we're actually on the walking track, running track that they're using for a 5K for this. So if you grab a friend, which we did, we grabbed Chris Bear and Sam Bear but we're not gonna do this 7.5 times. But if you grab a friend and walk or run around this 7.5 times, you get a medal.
Yep.
And it's funny because I'm gonna get a tangible medal this week when every single day, I kind of use this thing as my medal. That if I get enough steps in, your activity level, rings, you close those rings, that's like a medal that you get every single day, but it reboots every morning. And if I get an actual medal, I get to keep it.
Leave it to the engineer to figure out how do we get from one end of the ship to the other bin. There's a parade going down the main thing.
Jogging track.
There's
Jogging
a jogging track. Let's just use that.
This is why Chris Bear is brilliant, and he's actually the next speaker. He's about to speak, so we got to get the groom to the wedding here because he's the next speaker.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Thank you. 30 minutes. Rachel keeps going. We have 5 minutes.
But I need at least another 5 minutes to find a restroom before we go in.
You've got magnesium citrate, which, hey, you absorb it pretty well, but it has a laxative effect. Tends to run through you. If you've ever turned 45 and gotten a colonoscopy, thank you very much. That was a fun experience.
Look at how blue this water is.
It is absolutely beautiful, and the sound is indescribable as far as relaxation goes.
The only thing that is making the moment tense is the fact that I'm holding my phone near the edge and Rachel's like, please don't drop your phone.
You're scaring me a little bit. I'm glad we're getting some good shots, but yeah, don't drop your phone.
So this water looks amazing. I mean, I've seen blue water, but I've never seen, it looks fake.
It does.
It looks like, you have your little kids, hey, draw an ocean, and you give them the box of crayons, and they pick
Aqua.
on it, and you're like, that's not a real color, son. No, that's the color. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks amazing. So the day of conferences is over. It went really well. Learned some cool information.
It was awesome. I had a fantastic day. Tonight is supposed to be like fancy night, but
And we sent our clothes out.
But we have no fancy clothes. We have like regular clothes because they didn't come back.
Yeah. So we sent our clothes out, and we were told, I'm going to put it in priority. You're going to get it back for formal night. He's like, when do you need it? I'm like, tomorrow night for dinner. We haven't gotten it. So this is what we got. I got a pair of slacks and a button shirt. Unfortunately, I don't have my suit jacket. But you know what? Here's my thing. If they decide like, hey, you need to have a suit jacket, I'll just go eat hot dogs.
I was just about to say that.
I actually want hot dogs and pizza anyway. And as Dr. Barry says, you can do keto on hot dogs and mustard. And there's a hot dog stand downstairs.
We are living proof that it works. So it's night 2 of the cruise, and we're on replay. I love this escargot dish. It is so absolutely delicious. I actually ordered 2 of them, so this is the first one that's come to the table.
And I am starting off with a French onion soup, and I just asked them to hold the croutons or the breadcrumbs that go on top.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and it's my first day as a YouTuber. And so obviously I ate those escargot, and then I showed you nothing else that I ate. But I can tell you, and also there was people at my table that can confirm, I ate the
Beef tenderloin.
Really
good.
Lamb. I did indeed get a second one of those escargots.
Yep.
Delicious. I may be like super ballsy. Like tomorrow we're gonna eat at the Brazilian steakhouse.
I think so, yeah.
I think. And but then by the next day, I'm coming back with a vengeance. So it's gonna be like all the escargot. I'm gonna be asking for multiple, even more. Those beef tenderloins is for real ski.
It was really good.
Really, really good. But we have no evidence of it except for my stomach.
And so we're having some coffee. Went over because there's no line at the pizza place, and I just got 2 slices of pizza, and I'm gonna have a bunch of cheese.
Just take off I mean, look how thin this is. We're sitting here with Chris Miller, and she was like, hey, this is like, you don't even feel like you're being wasteful, because this is like...
It's like glazed pizza.
It's like paper. So yeah, he's gonna eat the toppings.
Who needs like fancy pictures? They're doing fancy pictures right now on whatever that level is, the 5th deck. And yeah, they're a lot of money. So I'm looking at this, like, wait.
Pretty beautiful. Here you go.
Screenshot. Look at
There you
that.
go.
That is gorgeous.
I love it. And I mean, and it feels really good out here too. We had a beautiful dinner. So much fun, so much like just chatting, fellowship. It was
Yep,
so good.
That's what this is about.
And for dessert, we had coffee and more fellowship with Chris Miller. It was just so nice, just catching up and hanging out. I loved it. It was just so good.
So see Rachel now. She's going to be like this in about 6 hours because we bought the refreshment package, not the alcohol package, because we're not drinking a bunch of alcohol. But we bought the refreshment package, which includes like soda, water, like Perrier or San Pellegrino, non-alcoholic drinks, which I think all of them have sugar, and then fancy coffees. Well, the best fancy coffee they have is double espressos. Rachel drank 2 of those in a cup of coffee. So technically, you've had what? 2, 4, 5, 6 cups of coffee in the last hour.
I look forward to seeing smells.
So I still can't get over this. Like, this looks fake. I feel like we're in front of a green screen right now, but we're not in front of a green screen. So we're gonna get changed. Oh, by the way, our laundry showed up. Yeah.
Just in time to not need it.
We are gonna go down to the Aqua show, which I think is kind of like a Cirque du Soleil water kind of thing. I don't know.
Whatever it is, I am going to enjoy it.
I just know that I'm not going to be cold because it's about 80 degrees out here.
Feels
and
good.
It is outside on the stern of the ship. So you're not going to have the wind blowing into you because the whole front of the ship is blocking you. So we're going to go get changed and check that out. So we were just talking and Chris sent us a message. I can hear you. I think you're above me. And look at that. 1 floor down and 1 over. Say hi, Chris.
So we're here at Ocean Aria on like the back of the boat, I think.
Stern.
And the stern. This is very stern. This is serious, right? So it's like a not aeronautical
Water show.
water show.
Diving.
Diving. I have all the words and none of the words.
was so good.
That was amazing. Although I was praying for those divers' mothers. I imagine that if your kid is in one of those shows, they were jumping from like 15 stories high.
Yeah.
There's no way you could watch that.
And you probably can't tell on video of how small the target was. I mean, you had this very, very narrow pool, which I would probably tell you was not more than like 8 to 10 feet wide.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times there's a divider up between each side. And then sometimes there were other people in the water from the lower platforms. And these guys are high diving from the top and even like the middle one. And you got to think about this. So they're going to that narrow target. Now, the seas today are pretty calm.
Right.
But it is pretty windy out. That all plays
into my hair.
Account of them jumping, because like if you get a wave that rolls, that while they're in the air, that pool moves.
They made it look effortless.
Yeah.
It's almost
it was
like
really highly recommend.
I highly recommend, especially when they were doing that trampoline stuff from like the water back, or from the trampoline back up to the, like, the ledge.
Right.
It almost looked like they were jumping off the ledge and then you're just filming it backwards.
Yeah.
Right? It was just absolutely amazing. And then we went on a little stroll down the Central Park area.
Through Central Park, because we hadn't been there yet.
Hadn't seen that yet. I do want to see it during the day.
Okay.
With everything open. But it was nice to just kind of like walk down there and see all the menu offerings and, go look at the purses and Coach and Guess and all of those pretty things. And I'm always content to window shop. Do you like to window shop, or do you find that to be a pointless activity? What about you? I mean, you were doing it because I wanted to do it anyway, but do you like to window shop, or is that pointless for you?
Okay, so there are certain kinds of window shopping I like.
Okay.
And certain kinds I don't. I like to window shop with you in a place that we can probably afford to get it, even if you won't ever spend the money, because then I get ideas to get that. And Rachel has learned a lesson with me. Don't ever indicate I like something.
Gotta have the poker face. My poker face.
She's the most frugal person in the world, but only with herself. So, like, children, me, whatever. Joe, you want to spend $10,000, not that we can afford it, but you want to spend $10,000 and go on like a month-long dive trip? Go ahead, enjoy yourself. Rachel, I really want to get my hair done, and it's going to cost $5, so it's not worth it. Like, and this is how she is, right? She will spend money on me, money on her children, but when it comes to her, no. So I'm always on the lookout for things that I want to bless her with. And she now just doesn't have a reaction to things because she's afraid I'm going to bless her with it.
I'm just going to internally go, ooh, that's pretty.
So those are the places I like to window shop. I do not like to window shop in a place that there is no way we can afford it. Like, to walk into a jewelry store and the guy goes, look at this. And you go, how much is it? And he goes,
$66,000.
$66,000. Like, there's no point.
Well,
I have no reason to walk into that shop.
I just like
because if I could afford it, I wouldn't spend $66,000 on a diamond.
But I just think that it's just pretty. I just like looking at it.
Not me. Let us know down in the comments section.
You like window shopping?
Do you window shop in places that you absolutely can't afford? It's like driving through Millionaire's Row.
I like it.
And going, yeah, no.
You know what I think when I drive down it? I think, oh, thank you, Lord, I don't have their electric bill. Where I don't have to air condition that house.
Well, I think that is going to wrap this vlog up because it is late.
10:30.
It's 10:30. We have to get up in the morning as I'm yawning. Tomorrow's another conference day. We have to MC. I think it starts at like 8 a.m.
We're presenting at 10:30.
And we're presenting at 10:30. So we're presenting
12
in less
hours
than 12
from now.
hours.
Yeah.
The good news is we haven't told this to Debbie. So speakers get 30 minutes. Physicians get 45 minutes. But as we've always said, we are not doctors. But here's the cool thing. We're MCs. So we can introduce ourselves. So I figure we can stretch our 30 minutes to about 37 minutes.
Look at
because
you.
we get 2 minutes at the beginning, 2 to 3 minutes where we have to introduce ourselves, so we can take that time. And then 2 minutes at the end where we're supposed to be like, wasn't that great? We can just take all of that time.
I might introduce myself to that bed.
If you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos we have linked right over here. Also, make sure you take a look at the most recent video I'm going to put right over there.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon, and that way every single time we have a day at sea, you'll be alerted to
Till
it.
next time.
Bye.